very intense times. I really wanted to take a moment to share with you something that I have found to be the most medicinal and really kind of mind expansive framing of what's going on right now. And I hope it can be helpful. I know it's been helpful for me. And I'm sitting here on the couch, on the therapy couch, where like a lot of inner work has been done. So I pray that the inner work that's been done in this room can somehow come through in these words that I'm sharing, because I feel like I'm coming with a call out from the soul of the world, and because the soul of the world is calling out to us right now. There's a beautiful teaching from the Sefer Bahir, which is first century Jewish, early Jewish mystical text. And I feel like it holds a code for us to understand what's going on in our reality today. And that code is about, where does sickness come from? So you have to understand the context of this teaching is talking about, there's a Kabbalistic understanding that all the Hebrew letters have a power of their own. They're the building blocks of reality. They have their own mystical force to them, as well as the vowels in the Hebrew alphabet. So the Sefer HaBahir in this point is talking about the vowel point of the cholem. And the cholem is the vowel where it's a vav with a dot on the top, which sounds like an O, and it has the same letters, this cholem, that refers to this vowel point, as the word chalom, which is dream. And it's really, so this teaching is very connected to the idea of dreams and what they represent. And basically the teaching goes that the students ask the master, what is the cholem? And the cholem says, and then the master says, the cholem is the neshama. The neshama's name is cholem. The neshama, of course, is the soul. And it's a reference to the fact that the vav is like the body, and the dot on top of the vav that gives it that O sound is like the soul that hovers sort of and crowns and stands as a crown above the straight vav of the body. Okay, and the next thing that he goes on to say, and it's just like a couple of lines, this very mystical and intense little quote here, and he says, if you listen to the cholem, if you listen to the soul, then your body will be chalam. It's that same root of chet lamed mem. Your body will be chalam, which means strong and vigorous. And if you don't, and if you rebel, and if you don't listen to the soul, then you will have sicknesses upon your head and illnesses upon her head. Okay? And it's sort of cryptic communication, but it clearly is talking about the fact that when we don't listen to our soul, then sickness comes forth. And it's actually, sickness is one of the soul's languages, actually, to try to grab our attention. And anybody who knows anything about psychotherapy knows that one of the first things you want to ask a person who's dealing with some issue in their life, or like some behavior that they're doing that they really don't want to be doing anymore, but they seem to keep on doing it, is you say, wow, and what benefit are you getting from this unfortunate behavior, or from these circumstances that you find yourself in? What's the benefit of it? What's the gift of this unfortunate thing? And therein often lies the code of why it is that this unfortunate thing is happening in the first place. So I think it's pretty clear here that the symptom that's occurring for the globe right now in response to the sickness that's coming through is that we're experiencing the gifts of isolation, the gifts of internality, and the need and the demand to go inside. And as much as we don't want this illness, it is giving us something that we're needing and that we're wanting. And it's pushing forth a new reality for us. And that reality is one where we are no longer able to go out and do our jobs and and rush to school, and all the externalities that have defined our lives so intensely day to day suddenly are being washed away, and we're sitting at home, most of us, with our families, in an intense family therapy session, an intense going in session, an intense experience of internality. So it's so beautiful that this text talks about the chalom. Where it goes next is that the cholem contains all of the chalomot, all of the dreams. are within that soul, within that big bubble on top of the vav, contains all of the dreams. So the medicine that we need right now, first of all, the medicine that the world is getting and needing is an intense sense of internality and isolation, and the gifts of that. The second medicine is going to be dreams. You know, we went through our house when we first found out about the fact that our kids weren't going to be able to go to school. We went through our house and had sort of this kind of like joyous ritual of turning off all of the alarm clocks and like switching to the off side on all the alarm clocks. And I was so thrilled to be doing that. Not just because I'm tired all the time, but because I was like, wow, we're actually going to be able to dream tonight. And we're going to be able to remember our dreams, because we're not going to be pushed right out of our dreams by the busyness of the day that immediately, you know, takes over our mind when we wake up. We're going to be able to dream. And being able to dream is not just some fanciful thing. It's not just a luxury. It actually is a necessity, because dreaming represents our going in and encountering our soul. There's many ways to encounter our soul. We can do it through breathing and we can do it through prayer, but one of the easiest and most available doorways to our soul is that which we do every night when we sleep, and it's dreaming. And the more that we can remember our dreams and engage with and encounter ourselves through our dreams, then just like the Sefer Bahir says, then when we listen to our soul, when we listen to our dreams, then we'll be healthy. Our bodies will be healthy. Our spirits will certainly be healthy, but our bodies as well will be healthy. And if we don't, then our bodies will have sickness and our globe will have sickness. So this virus it's physical, but it is bringing out the deep spiritual cry of the soul of the world, that's saying, listen to me, please. Stop rebelling against the soul of things. Stop just focusing on the externalities and the outsides and the surfaces. Like, please go inside. And in fact, I'm going to force you to go inside. And we're being forced to sleep, to rest, to go inside, to encounter what our priorities are, what really matters. All of these alignments that are happening through this sickness are just enormous gifts. And I know that this is maybe hard to hear if you don't have an income right now, or God forbid if you're actually sick or know people that are sick. It's very hard to get into that space of embracing the positives. So anyway, I like to have two messages. One here is for anybody who is sick, and in those places, just to know that you can go deep inside with this, and that there are gifts, and to be able to find those gifts that come with it. And for those of us who, please God, aren't sick and not going to get sick, to really embrace this time and take it in as a huge opportunity. Though also the word chalon, which means a window, and chalom are very similar. The window into our dreams that we're having access to right now can create a greater health on the other side of this crisis. Because hopefully we're going to orient ourselves differently. We're going to come out of this, a little more quiet, a little more internally connected, a lot more internally connected. And that's really the gift of these times. And, it's a really powerful thing. I'll just show you here as we head towards the end. These are the letters of the word dream, Chet Lamed Men. And the word for, sick people is the same core letters, cholim. Okay, and then machala, which means disease and sickness. Of course, we also have the word milchama, which is also the same root. So when the world comes into states of illness or war, it's the same basic formula that the Sefer Bahir is showing us, is that when we come into states of illness and war, the work that is ours to do is to listen to the chalom, to listen to the dreams, to listen to our dream content and dream consciousness, our soul's consciousness, and that will create the alignment that we're so desperately seeking. So I really hope that you can go and turn off your alarms and actually really go deep inside. Let's do this. This is the work that is ours to do. I know that so many of us feel really like helpless, like we can't really help the people who are hurting. But what we can do is we can do our own inner work with a vengeance. And I really encourage everybody to, as much as you can, do your inner work. Talk about dreaming. I have an amazing, a lot of resources on this. If you're interested to hear more about dream work and starting dream groups, and I'm doing a dream workshop right now. I feel like this is the work of our times, and if we can embrace it, we can listen to our dreams, we can listen to our soul, and that will create the healing that the globe needs, and we won't need the illness and we won't need the wars in order to create those alignments. So best of luck, my friends, and be in touch for support and blessings to everybody who, as we go through this incredible cleansing journey. Thank you.